Baltimore, Maryland, Clarksville, Maryland area.
Okay.
He signed with Louisville.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
As a
That's big
defensive
time.
lineman.
That's
big time. He signed with them.
Good
He's
for
a
him.
part of the Jackson family from Westbrook to Ashley over there, and the McPherson family. He signed with Louisville.
Okay.
This particular week, he's
Good for him.
already there, and so kids are doing great things.
Absolutely.
And so how you know what? No, let's go where I want to go because I definitely want to get this in. I gotta get this in.
Yeah.
All right, now bowl games. Let's run the bowl games.
Bowl games, like the big ones, the Peach Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl are on December 28th. They're not today. LSU and Oklahoma in the Peach, and Ohio State and Clemson in the Fiesta Bowl. Some of the bowls, I'm going to give you 4 of them. The Celebration Bowl, Alcorn State and North Carolina A&T. The New Mexico Bowl, Central Michigan at South Dakota State. The Cure Bowl, that was a big one because Liberty is in it.
Oh.
And that's one of the big South competitors, and they're playing against the Georgia Southern. But, it's bowls all over the place. Cereal bowls, salad bowl. What other kind of bowl can you think? Bowl haircut.
What's that stand out?
No, you get a smile.
They had a smoothie bowl last night.
And smoothie bowl?
No, really?
Really?
Yeah, they had a smoothie bowl. And when they,
I remember the Poland Weed Eater Bowl. And when they started naming them like that, I'm like, man, come on.
Yeah.
Golly. That kind of it throw you off a little bit, but it's still football.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I got one, too. It's still football.
Still football.
Ah.
All right, let's get into this thing now. We've been talking about the seriousness of it. He's something serious today. I'll tell you. What did you have in your bowl? What did you have?
Oh, chef. No, chef.
Hey, man, I tell you.
I didn't even say it, see?
Oh, man. Oh, God. Anyway, sports, life, and laughter. Welcome to the laughter part.
The laughter part.
All right, let's talk about it because during our era, when I'm older than both of y'all, it was, I want to be like Dr. J.
Right.
Soar in the sky, Dr. J. Then here comes this guy, everybody, I want to be like Mike.
Like Mike.
All right, like Mike. Now we're in the era of, your Kobe Bryant, your LeBron James, those kind of guys. But people don't know the road that they traveled. Some folks, because a lot of folks, don't laugh, says, but a lot of folks, I'm a fan. You say name 3 players on the team before Kobe Bryant,
Yeah, and you're not really a fan, long-time fan, but it's amazing that you say that. They don't know the road that those people travel. It's something that's like a recurrent thing that's been coming up to me. Like, you're looking at people, you say you want to be like them, you want to do what they're doing, but if you don't know what they had to do to get where they are, then you might not really want to be just like them. Because it might have been a real tough road for them to have to put their head down and just grind through some things to be who they are right now. And the person that you're looking at is not anywhere close to the person that they were when they were you. And I think about, like, I had just to, put out there, I had somebody say to me the other day, last show, that I don't know how you got to be on the radio when you didn't say 2 words in high school. But you don't know, since high school what it is I seen and done and thought about and, decided for me, you know what I mean? And, people look at LeBron James and some of these new kids that are coming out and they don't watch the workout videos and the pregame stuff and the postgame maintenance that they do in the week of, lead up to when they come and score 40 and get 10 rebounds and 10 assists and they triple-double and they hit the game-winning shot. You didn't see them in the gym in the dark practicing without a basketball.
Wow.
You didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? If they didn't have a dream about being that, if they didn't have that level of confidence in themselves, then it wouldn't look like it looks to you. But you just have to take into account that
Lamar
process.
Jackson is an
Absolutely. That kid right there,
oh,
if he had stayed what he was, you would never know who he is right now. And he was just an athlete at Louisville. And you can look back at the film and watch. Like, he had a great arm. He was accurate. He could do whatever he wanted to do with the football and do all that stuff. But he had to change and be able to read the NFL and be faster and be better at the things that he's doing. And he shows you that he's a top-level athlete, top-tier person in the NFL, and he still can get better. He's still getting better and better and better.
Yeah, every day. All right, let's follow. Champ. Let's follow the journey. Let's go right to LeBron because he's a noun player. Not leaving Kobe out, but let's talk about how their journey was different.
Well, I can understand LeBron James. He grew up in Akron, Ohio, and single parent home. And, one thing that he did, and people don't understand, it's hard to be in the limelight, especially as an 18-year-old, and you're doing so much. And as an 18-year-old or a 17-year-old, you're having fun. You want to have fun with your boys. You want to, be successful. You want to win. But at the end of the day, the criticisms, everybody's going to expect you to mess up. They're going to expect you to fall flat on your face, or they're going to criticize you. And being an 18-year-old, how can you handle that? What I do, and he's my favorite basketball player, and I love him because of the fact of his character. It's not about his athleticism; it's about the character and how he handles himself when it comes to the criticism in the public and all that other stuff. But one thing you don't see in the news is anything negative about him.
Right.
He's always doing something positive for his community or for anybody in his area. He's always giving back. The main thing is taking that journey. When he first got into the league, there was a lot of, talk about he accepted this and he accepted that. And now, let's talk about they want to come back to the high school and discredit the high school. Let's take these wins from them because he was riding around in a Hummer. He had this. Where did he get this money from? His mom living in the projects. At the end of the day, again, you talk about the NCAA stipulation, all that stuff, and high school league, all that stuff. There's so many strict rules, but when it's all said and done, the journey of LeBron James, this man did not go to college. He did not go to college. He went straight from high school and he went and he played in the NBA. When he first made it into the league, everybody was expecting him to be a failure.
Right.
They did the same thing with Kobe Bryant because Kobe came straight out of high school, but he didn't take it as, okay, I'm gonna be down on myself, I'm gonna be hard on myself. What he took it as is motivation. And he still takes criticism up till this day. Now, again, he didn't go to college, but this man has educated himself outside of that. He's so involved when it comes to politics, when it comes to education, opening up a school for underprivileged kids and providing for them and doing all this stuff, making an investment. And we talked about this last week. When a kid when they go from not having anything to having a lot, what do you do with your money? He's investing into our future. He's giving hope for those kids. And we talk about role models. He's a definite positive role model. You don't see him out there, being, labeled scandalous or anything like that. He's a family man. He supports his son. He supports his kids. He married his high school sweetheart. At the end of the day, this man has not forgotten where he came from because he's always giving back to his community. So when we think about LeBron James and that journey that he took, it wasn't easy for him. He went through a lot of criticism. But when he does it, and the main thing is, I look at how he responds when he doesn't make it to the playoffs. Last year he played for the Lakers. It was an old big thing of, he left Cleveland. Now he's in LA. They didn't make the playoffs. Right. At all.
That was my question.
And I was like saying to myself, oh my God, they better wait for next year. They better be ready for next year.
He's setting them up.
He has so much time. You think about the years that he's been in. He's been in for 16 years now.
Time has flew by.
Man, 17. This is 17.
Two out of those 17, 16, 17 years, he didn't make the playoffs for 2 of those years. So his body has been going and going and going and going. But you look at the season of the Lakers right now, he's playing a different role. He used to be that small forward, now he's playing a point guard. And he's doing things and he's becoming a team player. A lot of people criticize him about the Kyrie Irving situation or whatever. But you look at him now, he's learned a lot from those criticisms. And if you really take the time to really look at this man when he's playing, not just look at the uniform that he's wearing and what he's doing in the oohs and ahs, but really look at how he carries himself, he's really learned so much throughout the years. And he's carrying himself in a different perspective, becoming more of a better team player. I think the main thing was that year when they played the Golden State Warriors and J.R. Smith got a rebound off of a free throw, and he dribbled the ball all the way back out, and when he could have laid it up right there off of an offensive rebound off of a free throw, and you could see how they continuously played that timeout segment over and over again, how he sat on the bench and he was so upset, and I think he learned from that. As far as how to be a leader, a better leader.
They did that a lot when he was with Cleveland, when he was in the finals, or when Miami, always just nitpick on whatever it is you can find. Like, what is he not doing positive? Anything he's not doing positive, let's get at it.
A small thing, a small mistake. But at the end of the day, you got to understand these people are human. They're human. So to answer your question, again, the journey was not easy, but how many kids out there can take that same journey and become as successful as he is? He's a billionaire. He has a lifetime contract with Nike. His son has a lifetime contract with Nike. You know, and it's passing down from him to his son.
Wow.
And you know, his son is taking on criticism. His son is performing now, but you think about it. I follow him on social media a lot. A lot of people were chanting overrated to his son last summer when he was playing.
Wow. Yeah. How old is that kid? Like 13.
Overrated. He's in 9th grade. You know, overrated.
That's crazy.
But look at how he's playing now. Because he has a father that set he was a prime example of how do you deal with criticism. That teaches you about his character because he had to prepare his son. You in the limelight, you gonna have to do what you have to do. But at the end of the day, you know, again, I respect him. I respect Kobe Bryant. A lot of people hate on Kobe Bryant and think that they say, well, he tried to be like Michael Jordan.
Why not?
I mean,
like for real, why wouldn't you try to be like somebody who's excellent? I always struggle with that. People don't like dynasties. They don't like when people are too good.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to be excellent.
Yeah.
And it's even harder to maintain it because you got to change pieces. And the people that you put in there might not have that same feeling about it that the last person had. How could you? Like I just don't. I never can get that. When somebody's really good, I just want to beat them. Like I want to see how you did that, and I want to be as good as I can be. I want to beat you now.
But the key thing is, and I'm gonna leave this there. You cannot be distracted by the crab mentality.
Yeah.
You cannot be distracted by the crab mentality. You have to use the crab mentality as motivation. And a lot of times when you have those crabs that are actually trying to pull you down, and they want to, you know, say, well, this person is great, but yet this, you know what I mean? You got to use that as your motivation to keep going. You know, so you know that's a testimony. Kids have to realize when you're looking at these players, don't discount them or discredit them because they work so hard at their craft to be better.
Right.
You know, give them credit for what the investment that they've made into their career. And it teaches you that you can be great at whatever you do if you put the time in. Don't just sit at home and wish upon a star. Put the time in.
Give the evidence.
Yeah. Listen. We got to take one more break. Hey, I got a tough question for you. I want to get into this conversation. I've been waiting for somebody to talk to this conversation for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And says it's coming right at you. The Mark Jackson situation, where Golden State went from Mark Jackson to I ain't gonna say the name. we're gonna address that situation.
That is crazy how things are kind of shaking out now.
We're talking about behind the scene, the work effort that goes into it, and now let's see where we are now. Because there's a lot of things that people don't know about these things. It's business, and you gotta have. Well, anyway, we're gonna. Is that okay? Can we talk about that when we get back? Is that?
We'll be right back with more Sports Life and Laughter. I'm Coach Mike.
And I'm Cesar Champ.
Karina Jackson. Hello, how are you? What's up, Sergeant Rickard? How you doing? We're going to get into a little bit about what? Mark Jackson? What are you talking? And Steve Kerr came in and got all the wins, all of the dynasty talks after him. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, but he got an excuse. He got a ready-made excuse, though. I got all these injuries. KD left. But where's your coaching at now? I wish Nathaniel Freyer was on here. Somebody tell Nathaniel Freyer to come in on this. Mark Jackson. Yeah. What are you really doing to cultivate the talent that you got? You know, how are you getting them better?
I can't see.
Be sure to join Pastor Roger Washington and his ministry broadcast From a Pastor's Perspective each Saturday morning beginning at 10 a.m. right here on Heaven 100.1. Streaming live on www.heavenradiofm.com.
It's a turning point. The change of power, the change of guards, and how we got to where we are. People think excellent in sports and stuff just happens because it just happened. We're going to talk about that a little bit. We were just following the LeBron James journey. When kids say, "Oh, I want to be like Mike. I want to be like LeBron."
You always support me, man.
Who we got?
I appreciate that.
Say hello. Say hi. Hi. Happy, Mary. Happy, Mary. Happy, Mary. Happy, Mary. Mary, happy. Wake up, big guy. Happy, Mary. Mary, happy. Happy, Mary. Oh, That's not a merry face.
You know, coaching, all that perspective, all that good stuff.
Jingle-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. You all right? You hungry, right? We're going to go eat in a minute. Say thank you.
Celebration church service continues at Charity Missionary.
Yeah, he's kicked back over there. He had to report in yesterday for class. Didn't do nothing. Got an early out.
Early release day.
Man, all that good stuff.
What y'all gonna do with the
Andrew, my staff, and my personal friend, the Geckos. Happy holidays from your Charles Tobacco family.
Christmas, spring,
America is
What's your job?
safe because the Army National Guard
What?
restores, protects, and
Be a
supports
kid?
our nation when it needs them
Open up
most.
presents?
From
That's your
fighting
job?
wildfires with air support, helping civilians in flooded neighborhoods,
Oh, get our cousins
to
presents?
delivering
Yeah, we
food
do
and
have to go do
supplies
that.
to those who have lost everything. The Army National Guard always responds when
Bonnie, mommy says she loves you and Jayden. Tell JJ she
also
loves you.
trains to be ever
Y'all
vigilant
stay tuned. We
against
got
threats,
about 8
foreign
minutes
and
left.
domestic.
Stay
To
tuned.
protect our skies with
This
missile
last
defense
segment,
weaponry,
all that good
secure
stuff.
information,
Man, why do the time be going so fast?
and they protect us
Why?
against
I don't put some stuff out about the
with the civilian support team.
for
The
next
Army
week,
National
Friday.
Guard also stands ready to deploy and
Tournament
provide
starting next
support
Friday?
for conflicts
You going?
or humanitarian missions abroad. Join the Army National Guard and be there to respond, protect, and support your community and your country.
All that stuff's here?
NationalGuard.com to
Where's that
learn
one at?
more about part-time
Monty
service.
Risher is at
Sponsored
Burke
by
High
the South
School.
Carolina Army National Guard.
December
Aired by the
27th
South
through
Carolina
30th.
Broadcasters
Carolina
Association at this station.
Invitational. All of them the same day.
Okay.
I want to put that out there though.
Yeah, do that, man. You gotta be there. What about boys? They got one too?
That's what I'm telling you, Monty Risher.
I don't know, sir. We don't do tournaments. You can't play but one football game a week. If you do, people start ending up losing their lives. Like, it's for real. It's a dangerous sport. Okay, so you can take care of your little basketball players. Call a foul on them. Technical foul. T-foul. You out the game. Basketball. Welcome back to Sports Life and Laughter. I'm Coach Mike.
And I am Says the Champ.
The champ is her.
She be here.
Yeah, she giving it to you, Sid.
She's not playing.
Giving it to you.
All right, guys, we're back. We were talking about the process of a lot of this stuff. And I've got parents on the line, man. They're checking us out and they're listening to some of the things we talk about, especially the process of getting to great.
Right.
Something you said before we went to break is really good. I love it. And that is, don't be afraid of other teams that are great.
No.
You know?
You can't be afraid of greatness. Like, if you see it, like, success leaves clues. And if that's what you want to be, great, you need to watch people that are already doing that. How did they get there? What did they do? What was the process? Mm-hmm. And I think that's what most people fear, is the unknown part of the process. Like, this is going to hurt. Right? But I don't know what it's going to feel like after I get strong. Next time I try, am I going to be a whole lot better, or is it going to hurt the same way again? And I say hurt, I'm thinking being tired, being physically unable to complete whatever the task is, and going out and put your wares on display and it don't turn out like you want it to. But when people that are great get that failure, as some people see it, I don't see it as failure. I see it as a result. They see it as just that results, and then you keep building on top of those results, and you get better and better and better. And competence breeds confidence. And as you're more confident, you want to get more competent, and you get better and better and better on top of it. So, yeah.
Wow. Listen, let's get right into it. I've been wanting to ask our coach this for a long time. Because the country is kind of split. Some is in an uproar. Some still may not like the Golden State Warriors because of that reason. Back in the days, we had someone who kind of like built the team, and then there was someone who like kind of reaped the repercussion of the team. Let's address that a little bit, Coach.
You know, you can't blame Steve Kerr for coming in.
Right.
No.
Somebody else put in a lot of work with the program, or the Golden State Warriors. And I say that because a lot of times, when you're awarded an opportunity, you have to take advantage of that opportunity. Steve Kerr took advantage of the opportunity.
Absolutely.
But again, as a coach, you got to give credit where credit is due. I'm gonna put myself out there for a second.
Okay.
Last year I coached at Fort Dorchester.
Right.
Okay. A lot of people put a lot of work and time into that program before I got there. And as a coach, when you walk into a program and you have a lot of athletes, you got a lot of talent in that position. What are you going to do with that talent? Are you going to make it better, or are you just going to ride off it and let them be consistent in the way they are? So, I give credit where credit is due because the coach prior to me, she put a lot of work in.
Okay.
I do my research and I always research programs when I take, when I take that position. And I look at the records and I look at years and years and years of what the history is. And the main thing is, these kids, they were getting better as, coaches change. This young lady, she took over Olivia Gaines. I'm gonna put her name out there, Olivia Gaines. She put her name, she put her stamp on Fort Dorchester prior to me getting there, and she put a lot of work into those girls. And then when she decided that she wanted to move forward, I was able to take over that program. But at the end of the day, there are some challenges that come in with that, because a lot of times when you go through so many coaching changes, it's hard to gain those kids to trust into your system.
That trust factor.
But they were able to accomplish something last year where they won their first region title in school history. And I don't give credit to myself for that. I give credit to that coach that left before me because she invested so much work and time into that program. My name was just on it, but at the end of the day, she invested the time into that. Now, I had a great coaching staff. Don't get me wrong. I had a great coaching staff that really worked hard with those girls throughout the season and were able to propel them to make history. But when it's all said and done, I didn't do that by myself. We didn't do that by ourselves. It was coaches prior to us that actually invested that time to make those kids understand their role. So when it comes to Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr,
right?
Mark Jackson, we all know. We've seen it. Right. Y'all been on TV, and nobody was watching y'all. But when Steve Kerr took over, because Steve Kerr played for the Bulls, and he made, he got about 6 championship rings, and then he played for the San Antonio Spurs, and he got championships from them. At the end of the day, this season here, when you lose all your key players to injury, now it comes to coaching.
Yeah. How can you pull that part together?
So, what do you do with your supporting cast when your key players are out? And that's the true value and the true testimony of what a real coach is. You can be great at what you do, but when the challenges come as far as figuring out how do I coach a team that doesn't have these all-stars, can we still be successful? They're not successful right now because, again, they're riding off of talent.
Wow!
I gotta put that out there.
Heard that.
And I gotta be honest. I don't like. I'm just gonna push the envelope a little bit, so we all right. I don't like them because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but you gotta give credit to Belichick.
Yeah.
From the Patriots.
Well, you say him, but nobody talks about Mike Tomlin.
That's what I was about to say.
Like, you talk about that, like, that's a coaching job. That's having people around you that support you and get everybody pushing in the same direction that make it go from being, I got 5 superstars on the floor to I got a group of young men out here, young women out here that are actually working for the same cause. And that's what a true stamp of a coach is. If your team can go from having superstars, I mean elite people on the team, and they play hard while they're there, when they leave, it's that same intensity there. Like, do those role players decide, okay, so what? Now what? I'm stepping up. It's my turn. Like, do you find, like, Duke? And, just people that continue to be excellent. Like, I really do believe high school coaches at every level that, attain a level of greatness, a level of success. Like, that's the hardest thing in the world to do if you're not at an academy somewhere where you can pick and choose the people that come to your school. You have to go into that school hallway, and you get the people that are there, and you make happen whatever you make happen from that group of people that you got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Coach. So because a lot of times, not only in football, but we hear that. Let's talk about UConn, their women's basketball team. Yeah. For years, let's talk about that situation.
When you're winning so much, you have a target on your back. Nobody's gonna. Just because you're winning doesn't mean that people are going to bow down to the fact that you're successful. They want to come after you. They want to come after you to prove the value of their program. And for years, you've had USC, you have Notre Dame, you've had Tennessee, you have who else was there? So many other schools, you know what I mean? Baylor,
Rutgers.
Baylor. You have all these schools that came after Geno. It's not that they disrespect who he is. It's just a matter of everybody's giving you so many credits. You've won 10 championships in a row. It's time to knock that off.
Yeah. Wow. That's exactly right.
Let's sell our program because, again, when you're playing in these NCAA tournaments and these championship games, this is helping you with recruiting. You can beat the top team, this best coach who's been doing what he's been doing for years, and you beat them. Now you got some of these top recruits in the nation that are now deciding, I don't want to go to UConn. I want to go to these other schools because I want to prove my worth. Right. You know?
I'm telling you, that's what happened with Alabama. Like, for real. Tua gets hurt, and, you got to put his brother in? Yeah. Like, that's got to be... I know he was awesome, but come on, man. Yeah. That's so much of a fall-off that it's ridiculous.
But no disrespect. The Heisman Trophy winner, we didn't talk about
Joe Burrow. Yeah.
I got you.
Like, think about what's around him. Like, they don't talk about that running back. I think the running back they got should have been up there, too. That guy's awesome, man. Oh, my God. Look at the...
It's the holiday season. A lot of basketball is going on. Let's talk about some of that.
For allowing me to talk about basketball.
We've been talking about basketball for like 10 minutes, man. Come on.
Kids are out on Christmas break right now, but they got a lot of holiday tournaments coming up. So you have the Carolina Invitational, which is a girls tournament that'll be hosted here in Charleston. You have 6 different school sites. I think it's 48 teams.
48 teams.
48 girls, different girls basketball teams that's coming around from all over. The sites are Bishop England High School, Cane Bay High School, Cathedral Academy, First Baptist, Northwood Academy, Somerville High School. You have 8 teams in each site.
Wow.
There's a lot of basketball. It starts on December the 27th, which is next Friday. You can go on the website. It's called the lowcountryinvitational.com. You can go on that website to get more information about the games that are being held. Also, you have the Monty Risher basketball tournament, which is always held every year at Burke High School. That is also December 27th through December 30th. I want to put this out there because I talked to the AD, Dion Richardson. They have a 3-day pass, which is $25, or you can do a 1-day pass each day, $10 a piece. But if you go on my Facebook page, Sports Life and Laughter, which says the champ, you will be able to click on that link and be able to get more information. And then we also have the Round Ball Classic, which is every year, but it's also going to be December. All these tournaments are the same day, December 27th to December 30th. And this will be held at the North Charleston Athletic Center, the new athletic center. You have teams from Florida, Maryland, New Jersey, Georgia, and we also have some local teams like Oceanside Collegiate, James Island Charter, First Baptist, Goose Creek, Portugal, all of them playing in this tournament. So please go to my Facebook page, click on the link, get the information. But it's a lot of basketball that's going to be held next week, starting on next Friday. And go out here and support these kids. Please. They're not in the streets. They're not doing bad things. They're out there playing a sport to keep themselves occupied. So please go out there and support them.
Wow, that's phenomenal. Mike, since we said it, a lot of NFLers we came. We won't get into it.
It's football time. I'm going to some of these basketball games.
Talk about basketball, please.
Yeah. We're talking about basketball. What do you mean? It's basketball season. You got it. Y'all win. Round Ball Classic. What was the other one? The Invitational. Carolina Invitational. I'm going to put them all on my Facebook page also. So we have a link to the Carolina Invitational, the Round Ball, the Round Ball Classic. Like, for real. Like, if everybody sees all these tournaments that are going on, there's no reason nobody should be without something to do in these next couple of weeks. Go out and support all of the basketball programs that are out and playing during the Christmas break. This is their break. Like, I'm talking about that. Some of the coaches don't get a break because they have to stay and coach the whole break. Like, right after Christmas, here we go. We got one of the biggest tournaments of the year. Right now, we got to go play some of the best teams in the country. Right now, during Christmas, when you should be, most people are at home. Average people, regular people are at home eating, exchanging gifts, just doing what you do on Christmas break. But go out and support all of these local basketball teams that are out playing right now.
Yeah, I want to say this before we go, though. We want to commend Coach for being here today. A lot of you may not know she lost her, actually, like a father, second father.
Yes.
This week, and the services was on yesterday evening, but yet she found time to come in and do what it is that she loved doing, and that is information. To be honest with you, it's about information.
That's life. Because he taught me, and I really needed to say this. He taught me so much about life. To see him fight, when doctors gave up on him last week. He fought for 4 days off of life support, and that strength that he left that not only with me, but he left that with his kids, and that's, we talk about sports, life, and laughter, but a lot of times we don't understand the things that we have to sacrifice. And, I'm not going to sit at home and mope, because that's not what he wants me to do. This man was very, very, very strong. And so I want to carry that with me. And that's one thing that I hope that my family will be able to take from that is, we have a lot of strength. And not only that, for people in the community, we go through things. But at a lot of times we short ourselves and we cut our opportunities off because of excuses. I'm not going to use it as an excuse. I'm going to use it as my motivation, because he's up in heaven. I know he's in heaven. And he taught me so much. So, I appreciate that strength, and I appreciate the support that y'all gave. And, all I can do is just take what he taught me and keep moving forward.
Well, we thank you so much. You could have done something different, but here you are today, and that means a lot.
It means a whole lot. Thank you very much.
I don't know how Mike would do it without you.
I know.
He would know what to talk about.
He would know what to talk about. Just like last time. Where it says I need it here right beside me. I can't do it. I do. Thank you so much. I'm not even playing, man. I'm not even playing. Thank you.
Thank y'all for joining Sports, Life, and Laughter. I am Says the Champ.
The champ is her, and I am Coach Mike. Join us next week here on Heaven 100.1. Yo, what's up, Freddie? I'll get you that info in just a second, brother. I don't have any idea. Merry Christmas to you, Coach Galpert. Aaron, good to see you, man. Hey, Vera, how are you? Nathan, I'm going to Louisiana, brother. I'm leaving here tomorrow, so I'll be back next weekend, though. Booker Pete, what's up, brother? Reverend McKenzie, how are you, sir?
Leon, thank you for joining. DK, what's up, brother?
All right, it was a great conversation today. It was an awesome conversation today, and I think it's just getting deeper and deeper into the real process of getting from being in high school to being a college student athlete to getting done with all that, and then being a viable part of society, and just being a productive person and being happy with the things that you're choosing to do. So I appreciate everybody for jumping on today. Hopefully I can get this thing to save, and I can send, shoot a couple videos this week, and keep this thing rolling, man. It's almost Christmas time, so Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year, and I'll be seeing you guys next week, man. Peace.